Gameover86, guys, coming back. Wednesday video. I'm going to be talking real quick, guys, about a Nintendo Game Boy possibly coming next year, 2019. There was a tweet. There was stuff about it. They're possibly talking about it. And I'm going to get right into it. So let's go ahead and talk about the Game Boy possibly coming back for 2019. Is it for real? Is it going to be a great retro thing with all this retro goodness and wonderful game consoles making a presence back in the gaming market? Let's find out. So I want to start by saying that the Game Boy I owned when it first came out in 1989, and I got it in 1991. But I played it. The first game that came with it when I got it was Tetris. Obviously, I think that's what they're going to be building about, and I'll leave a link to the description where I've seen this and whatnot, if you guys want to go there and read a little bit more up on it, or see the original commercial for it, or whatever you guys want to do. That's up to you guys. I will leave that link that down in the description, the source. But it's cool to see. It's cool to see the Nintendo. In my opinion, it wasn't that great. It was universally transcending. It was cool to have a handheld walking around playing games, especially like Mario and Donkey Kong, and like I said, Tetris, and you had Zelda. Very well done. Very well done handheld at the time. It had AA batteries, 4 of them, I think, and it had no light, no backlight. And I've heard you know that people have talked about this. To me, the best Game Boy that plays Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance is the Game Boy SP AG101. AGS 101. It's pretty cool. To me, this is the best Game Boy they've ever made. This is the best. There's nothing that beats this game, because it had the backlit screen. It had everything you could possibly imagine. You turn it on, obviously you get that Game Boy sound and commercial. It even got brighter, as you can see. And it was awesome. It was awesome when it came out. The games that you could play on it were awesome. Just a lot of the games to me. Oops, and I dropped them all. Some of them. But obviously, and this is me going to be talking about the Game Boy too, so Super Mario World 2, Super Mario Advance. You can play like Super Mario, Mario 2 from like the Nintendo. Zelda the Minish Cap, another great game. And I believe Metroid Fusion was another good one. I still go back to this one and play it every now and then. And then Metroid Zero Fusions, just to name a few. Really, really well done Game Boy. And the original Game Boy, it lacked the backlight. It had your green and your grays, so every time you're riding in the van on a road trip and you couldn't use the the light in the vehicle because your mom and dad didn't want that reflection in the rearview mirror to possibly cause them to wreck, you had to wait for overhead street lights, or until you got into the city off the interstate or whatever, where it was bright, to see the game. And like I said, it took AA's. It wasn't even rechargeable, which this one was the first Game Boy to go rechargeable. I should say the first one, the AGS 001, I think it was. But this one is in the same category. The only difference between this one and the other one is this one had a backlit and the other one doesn't. It has a light, but not a backlight. So the original Game Boy is rumored to be coming back because 30 years ago, in 1989, it got released, I believe. And it got paired up, and for $50, it was $49.99. And it got paired up with the Tetris game, which is, Tetris. Everybody's played it, I'm sure. Or if you haven't played the original, you played a variation of Tetris. When I talk about the Game Boy, I own a lot of them. I own a lot of Game Boys over here, as you can see. PS Vita, PSP. I own a 2DS, an original 3DS. XL, excuse me, not original, but a 3DS XL. I mean, they have so many variants. I'm actually currently playing on my 2DS XL, and yes, I got the little holder adapter for it. I'm sorry, the holder and adapter for it, because it's easier to hold in my hands. And right now I am currently trying to build up my library for my Game Boys again. But when I see this getting remade, to me, I kind of like it, but I kind of don't, because I lived through these years. I lived through the batteries. You run out of AAA, or excuse me, AA batteries, you're just out of batteries until you can go back to the store and get them. You couldn't just recharge it and play it later. It had no backlight. Obviously, if they redo it, they're probably going to add that to this one, which makes sense. But then again, if it's going to be original, why does it really matter? Your black and grays, I mean, I guess it's okay, but there's so much ghosting in the handheld. It's kind of pointless. But when I see all this stuff, and like I said, in 1989, so in 2019, it's going to be showing up, and it's going to be making everything even crazier with handhelds. And if I know Nintendo, which I think I do, they have the tendency to bring back everything. So yes, they'll bring back the Game Boy Pocket. They'll bring back the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Light. Maybe the Light, I don't know, that one was in Japan. They'll bring back the Game Boy Advanced. They'll bring back the Game Boy Advanced SP. Maybe. It may just stay Game Boy, at least in Game Boy Color, possibly Game Boy Light, and Game Boy Advance, maybe. I don't know. I don't see them going any farther than that. But when I see this, I want to know your guys' opinion. My thoughts, honestly, on it is if it don't have a backlight and they're bringing it back, you can't bring it back more than $50. You just can't. Are you going to make it a mini like you do with the consoles? Because it was a big old brick Game Boy. Are you going to make it run chargeable, or is it going to be batteries like the original? Because, you know, that costs a little bit more money to manufacture. Are you going to make it, like I said, better than the original? To me, it's not a big deal. If anybody out there wants to play Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance games, I would go buy you a Game Boy SP. Preferably the AGS 101 version, because it has the backlit, pre-backlit, where you can change it just by the touch of the button right here. That's what I would buy. I see this, I'm excited from nostalgia standpoints, but when I have lived through the Game Boy original years, and I've lived through the Game Boy Color without even the light, you had to buy an attachment that kind of shined a light down on it. I mean, hell, they even had magnifying glasses down there to kind of see it with the light you could use on the original Game Boy. I see all that. I see the Game Boy Pocket was smaller. I see the Game Boy Advance where, you know, I mean, yeah, color and everything did change, but it didn't have a backlit screen, so it's still hard to play these games. Then I see the Game Boy Advance still running on batteries. I give the Game Boy Advance really good. I thought it was a big time step up, but it still ran on batteries. So that, to me, I'm not getting it. I'm not gonna buy it for nostalgia purposes. If it's $20, I might buy it. If it's $50, I'm not buying it. And the simple fact of the reason of why I'm not gonna buy it is because if they're not gonna do anything to make it better, the only people that will buy it are collectors, people that never have played the Game Boy and just want to see what it's like. If I guess $50 they want to spend. But the people that actually know Game Boy Colors or Game Boys and how hard it was to play half these games are not going to buy it for the sole purpose of going back and playing on it. They just won't. And if they do, then that's just them living their nostalgia. They're going to do it for a couple days maybe, or a couple hours, and then realize, why did I spend this money on here? But I want to know what you guys think. I want to know your guys' thoughts on it. My thoughts are, if they can't fix and make anything new, if it uses AA's, if it's still green and gray with no pre-lit or any lighting and real bad ghosting and everything, and they're making it small where it's not, you know, a brick, obviously. But if they can't add any of that stuff to it, it's not worth it to me unless it's like a $20 item, which, you know, if they make everything smaller and they make it to where you know, it don't have a rechargeable battery, obviously, or any light. It should only be 20 bucks. So I want to know what you guys think, though. Like I said, I will see you guys Friday unless something crazy happens, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. If you're new to this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like and share this video, guys, with a lot of people. It helps my channel grow. It helps me out personally, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love you. Stay safe. Do a good deed as always, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Gameover86 is out. Peace.